Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Breaking as we come on the air this hour, hundreds of caregivers across eastern Connecticut are getting ready to walk off the job. You are looking at live pictures from Manchester where union officials are gathering. They are getting ready to speak at a conference, and they are going to also be picketing the line. We'll tell you how many people are planning to attend this event. But first, Symphony.
Good morning, sunshine. We are live at the Durham Fair this morning where there is a lot to see, do, and eat. We've got you covered. Stay with us.
Oh, those cows look so peaceful this morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, the first Friday of fall. Thanks for joining us in Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus. I'm Bridget Buorlo. We got through the wet weather. Now it's time for the sunshine. So let's turn it over to Rachel Piscatelli. It's looking pretty good for the fair.
Yeah, I mean, Durham Fair, Big E, whichever one you're going to, it looks really nice over the weekend. Just dressed for summertime, more like fall, that's for sure. And I think maybe the fairgrounds may be a bit damp this morning, given the fact that we did have a little bit of rain yesterday, but we'll dry things out with a lot of sun working in our favor later on this afternoon. Temperature is anywhere from 61 to about 69 degrees. We are a little bit more humid than we have been for a couple of mornings so far, and you'll see the humidity really does stick around through most of the day along with the heat, so you may notice a bit of mugginess at times, but it really isn't going to be all that bad of a day. Into the overnight hours, the humidity drops off, so I do anticipate a really nice evening heading into the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. Right now, a little bit of reduced visibility in spots, not a widespread issue moving forward. Today, numbers will be up around 75 to about 80 degrees, depending on where you are, with increasing sunshine across the state, and you can leave the umbrella at home. So town by town for today, around 80 degrees in Milford, Wallingford at 82, Haddam at 82 as well, and in southeastern Connecticut in the middle to upper 80s. The weekend forecast looking great. We'll have highs around 80 degrees both days. There is a chance for maybe a brief shower Saturday into Sunday. We'll break it down for you coming up. As we check in with the roads this morning here at about 6:02, we are largely quiet across the state. So a live look outside over parts of the state this morning, like in New Britain on Route 9, where volume is light at this hour, and over in Groton on 95, more of the same. So your drive times to the state lines, New Haven to New York is around 63 minutes. Waterbury to New York is 56. Bridget.
All right, Rachel, thank you. 6:02 right now, and breaking this hour. After failed talks to increase pension fund contributions, nearly 300 caregivers across eastern Connecticut are walking off the job. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza is live in Manchester, where union workers and leaders are preparing to speak this morning. Hey, good morning, Priscilla. A few people behind you there. What's happening?
Yeah, good morning. Well, the strike has just begun officially. I'm actually here today with the union president, Rob Burrill. Rob, good morning. Can you tell us a little bit about this strike and what's going on now?
Yes, good morning. These are caregivers who work for Network, which is a group home agency in the private sector. They care for folks with intellectual and physical disabilities. These are low-wage workers making currently about $18.50, and the strike is over retirement security. These workers don't have enough money to invest on their own in terms of their own retirement, so we have a pension that we are asking the employer to kick in a tiny amount of money to make sure that these workers can, when they reach their retirement age, have a secure retirement.
Yeah, for sure. So what message are you sending to agency owners by walking off the job today?
Well, absolutely, that workers need a secure retirement, that the employer has a responsibility to contribute to that. We know that Social Security may not be there for people when they retire, and so these are low-wage workers who are making sure that they stand up for their own rights and secure their own ability to reach their golden years and enjoy them.
Yeah. And last year, members went on strike for better pay, and now it's pension. So why do you think these fights keep falling on the backs of caregivers?
Well, listen, we have care industries that are incredibly underfunded in this state. For almost 20 years now, we've been living under budgets that have been asking workers to do more with less. Wages are so low at this agency that it is incredibly difficult to hire people. Workers often have to work 60, 80, even 100 hours a week to pay their bills. And again, This fight is more focused on retirement, but of course it's all a package. Workers need wages, they need health insurance, and they need the ability to retire. And so we're going to be standing up to make sure we secure those things.
Yeah. And lastly, what is the goal for today? What do you hope comes out of after today?
We hope the network and the other agencies that are striking, ASI and Caring Community, commit to putting, really in some cases only $1,000 a month into the union's pension fund so that workers can retire with dignity.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
Just that we believe that working people at this moment in time need the support of our communities, of elected officials, and really the public at large to make sure that they get the things that they need to take care of themselves and their families.
Thank you so much, Rob, for taking the time to speak with me today. Now, we will be continuing to be here covering this strike and bringing you any updates as soon as they come in. Live from Manchester, Priscilla Meza, Fox 61.
All right, Priscilla, thank you. We see at least a dozen people behind you there walking the picket line. We're expecting hundreds throughout the morning, so thank you for that. And developing this morning, a federal grand jury has indicted former FBI Director James Comey. He's been charged with giving false statements and obstruction of justice. The indictment is tied to Comey's 2020 testimony in front of Congress about Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential election. Comey has maintained he did not lie under oath. If convicted, he faces up to 5 years in prison. In a video posted yesterday, Comey says he's innocent despite what the grand jury decided. Back here in Connecticut, police say a 53-year-old cold case has come to an end. East Hartford police arrested George Laguerre in a 21-year-old woman's death in October 1973. Officials say they hope this major break brings closure to the victim's family. And Fox 61's Valerie Moravi has the details.
Janet Couture's family waited 5 decades for answers. Now police say new evidence in the case is all they needed to arrest the man who was a suspect all along. Investigators called it a brutal murder. 21-year-old Janet Couture was found dead in her apartment at 150 Cannon Road in East Hartford on October 13th of 1973. Police say she was home alone at the time and the suspect entered through a window. She was later found naked with her hands bound behind her back and with her head covered with a pillowcase. Officials say Couture was stabbed multiple times with a large kitchen knife. For years, the case was cold. And after re-examining and following leads for 5 decades, on Wednesday, detectives say they arrested 77-year-old George Laguerre for Couture's murder.
I couldn't believe it at first, to think that it happened in East Hartford of all places. And it happened so long ago and it finally got answers.
Ariana Castro is 21 years old and also lives on Cannon Road. She says she feels a sense of relief that this chapter is closed for a family who needed answers.
I'm also 21, and to think she got killed around that time, it feels a little scary for me as a young woman.
Police say Laguerre was their main suspect on Couture's murder from day one, but there was no enough evidence at the time to make an arrest. Investigators say a major breakthrough came in 2021 when the Avon Police Department arrested Laguerre for kidnapping a woman in a separate 1984 cold case. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison at McDowell Walker Correctional Institution. Police added that Laguerre was also connected to other assaults similar to Couture's murder dating back to the 60s.
I definitely feel grateful that we as a community and the family gets peace knowing who did it, and we get answers. Because even though it was so long ago, I think they still deserve it,
Now, if you have any information about this case, you can contact East Hartford Police or Connecticut Cold Case Unit. In East Hartford, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
In the past, some sexual assault victims have been denied a job or even a place to live after surviving a traumatic event. But soon, a new law will take effect to give survivors of sexual assault and trafficking new protections. Starting October 1st, sexual assault and human trafficking survivors in Connecticut will be recognized as a protected class under state anti-discrimination law. Prior to the passage of this recent legislation, only victims of domestic violence had these protections. For the first time, survivors will also have legal protection against being denied housing, employment, or even credit because of what they've experienced.
It also requires employers with 3 or more employees to post notifications at their places of business to ensure that survivors have access to victim services. So again, the great thing about the legislation is not just that it affords those protections for survivors, but the whole community.
The Connecticut Regionalized Human Trafficking Task Force says just from 2022 to 2024, they've seen a 200% increase in the number of human trafficking investigations across the state. 6:09 now, another law to protect sexual assault survivors will go into effect October 1st, and this one deals with sexual assault kits. Currently, under Connecticut state law, survivors have 2 options for having their assault kits collected. One is to file a police report and then send it to the lab, or 2, decide not to file a report and the kit and the DNA it contains is never tested. Now a third pathway opens up. One Beth Hamilton, the executive director for the Connecticut Alliance to End Sexual Violence, calls a win for the entire state. There's now an identified pathway, meaning that I don't have to report to police, but I can still choose to have that kit tested. And so we're really excited that what this legislation does, it allows survivors to decide when, how, and if they want to interact with law enforcement, but it doesn't prevent them from getting information about a crime that was committed against them. Giving power back to the survivors. Hamilton says for some survivors, they still need time, space, and the ability to think through if and when is the right time to report their assault to police. Hamilton also added that here in Connecticut, survivors are able to track their assault kits once they're collected, so they can see when it arrives at the lab, when it's tested, and if there is a DNA match to a suspect. Waterbury officials say water has been fully restored following a water main break on Huntington Avenue from earlier in the week. The mayor says some homes and businesses could notice some discolored water, so there's still a boil water advisory in place right now. The city collected water samples yesterday morning. Testing takes around 24 hours, so they'll have results sometime this evening. City work crews will keep making repairs through the weekend, and the mayor says a temporary bypass is in place so people will have access to water. Get ready for fair food and lots of fun. The Durham Fair is celebrating its 105th year. It got underway yesterday, and we're going to be hanging out there all morning long. Symphony Privet is there right now. Symphony, it looks like you have some friends out there with you this morning.
Good morning, sunshine. Yeah, we are at the Durham Fair this morning, and right now I am at the Cow Palace, and you guessed it, I'm surrounded by cows. I want to say good morning to Kathy Robinson. She's going to tell us all about what goes on here at the Cow Palace. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, good morning. Yep, the Cow Palace, it has dairy and beef cattle, and we have them all on display, and then we show them, and later today will be the beef show.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow's a dairy show, and you can come in and see all the different animals. There's about 200 head in here, so.
Okay, now Kathy, I want you to give me the rundown. You told me that there were 7 different breeds of dairy cows here. I didn't even know that there were that many.
Oh yeah, there's more than that, but these are the major breeds. And there's also beef. And beef, that we have anything from purebred beef to crossbreds and different things. So, like right behind me, these 3 are dairy cows, and you can see they're smaller, thinner. And then the red ones there are Red Angus. That's a beef cow. So this gets your milk, that gets your meat.
All right. So we have Polly, Caramel Drizzle in the middle, and the one that's licking itself is Zoink. Zonk. Now these little ones are the dairy cows, and these big ones right in the middle, those are the beef, the Angus ones, right?
Red Angus, those are.
And then we also see, when we take a look around here, some of the vendors here, the owners rather, they're being a little festive. We've got the fall fills, what Freddie's checking out, Photog Freddie's checking out the fall fills over here with these dairy cows, right? That's the one that I'm used to seeing with the black and white
those are
patterns.
Holsteins, yep.
Okay, all right. Good to know. And we have some people coming from Rhode Island and other areas, right?
Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and all over Connecticut.
Awesome. What do you think draws people in here the most?
Well, this is one of the bigger local fairs, so there's more competition. The smaller fairs, the kids will show them all season, but here, if you get a blue ribbon at the Durham Fair, you can brag.
Okay, bragging rights right here at the Cow Palace in Durham at the Durham Fair. It's going to be a good time. Now, you guys, I'm looking forward to what we're doing just a little bit later this hour. We're going to be milking some cows. I have never done that before. I don't even know what to do with myself, Kathy.
Oh, yeah, you'll enjoy it.
So make sure you stick around for that. I don't know, at the least you'll see me make a fool of myself as I attempt to milk a cow. Kathy, you're going to walk me through it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll catch up with you in just a few minutes.
Okay.
And we will see you later on in our next half hour. Stay with us.
That makes me so happy, Symphony. That was going to be my request. Please milk a cow. So I'm so excited to see this. We're all waiting on the edge of our seats.